everybody, I'm Sarah and today I am reviewing Holo Taco's new 6th anniversary collection, the Bon Voyage collection. This is Holo Taco's first collection this year with a collection box. Previously, they did do collections with collection boxes about like half the time. Last year, I think they had about 6 collections with collection boxes. But they kind of moved away from that. So this is the first one we're getting this year. Now, I've heard some positive and some negative stuff about this collection, but we'll get into that more towards the end of this video. Before we begin, I want to introduce you all to our special guest, Miss Adis. Oh, honey. She is our newest member of the family, and she just came back from her vet appointment. She did so good with her shots. Everybody say hi to Adis and tell her in the comments how much you love her. She's such a wiggly thing. You are. She's just gonna be playing in the background a little bit. Hopefully that doesn't affect this video. Behave. Anyways, let's get into the review. We're gonna start with Wanderlust. I knew from the moment I saw it that I was going to love this polish. But I was worried it was going to look similar to some polishes I already have in my collection. To me, it looked really close to like a combination between Wireless Mode and Light Link from the Light Mode collection, which, as some of you longtime viewers, if there are any of you out there, would know, that is my first collection that I ever got with a collection box and is very near and dear to my heart. So I was worried they were going to look similar, and they do, but they don't. So Wireless Mode and Light Link are more of a subtle version of Wanderlust. Like, they are kind of more subdued, and Wanderlust, in my opinion, is more shifty, more saturated than the other two. So in a way, they are comparable, but there's no comparison. It's kind of weird. I think it has a lot to do with the pigment size. Either way, if you're somebody who maybe misses out on Wanderlust, get Light Link. That's my suggestion. If you want something like Wanderlust, get Light Link, get Wireless Mode. It's not the same, it's similar. Why did I let you in here? Oh my god. I'm gonna grab a Coke. I need a drink. Okay, I've released the baby and I didn't have Coke, but we had Pepsi, so this is gonna have to do. It's nothing like Coke. The next one I wanna do is Skylounge, which I was on the fence for because I wasn't sure how I liked it looking at the videos, looking at the pictures, but I think I do like it. It is a micro metallic formula in the color of a cobalt blue, and it is very pretty. The formula itself is pretty similar to Teal No Lies and Teal With It, 2 polishes that Holo Taco has done before. However, something I've noticed is that while this formula is one of my favorites, none of it has been in the lineup. Like, it's always been limited edition stuff, which is upsetting because I want to see more of this formula, but she keeps doing this to us. What? You're crying outside the door. I know! I know! It's horrible! Since there's nothing exactly like this polish in the current lineup, the only way to really compare it is by formula and by color. So color-wise, I compared it to Steep Dreams, another limited edition, and Sunken Secrets. After swatching it though, I thought it kind of looked similar to Wireless Mode, so I brought that back in for comparison, but in actuality, there is no comparison. There is nothing like this in the current lineup, which is good because we need more of that. The next one we're going to take a look at is Unicorn number 1, which is inspired by the Unicorn Pea polish that Simply has had on her original channel years ago. This is probably the most unique polish in this collection, and I am here for it. It is probably my favorite polish in this collection, and I'm a blue girly. I love blue polish. Every single one of my favorite polishes, except for one, not including this one, has been a blue polish. So with that in mind, that tells you how much I love this polish. This is a purpley polish that shifts to kind of a pinky gold color, and it is absolutely stunning. When I first saw this polish in like the videos and pictures and everything, I thought it looked really similar to Sunset Simulation. However, after comparing the two, I thought there was no comparison at all, so I didn't include that in our comparison parts. I did, however, include Phantom Call and Flash Drive because I saw a few videos where people were comparing those. I also included Dead Petals for the color and Tanzanite Away for the color and the shift, because anything that is similar to Tanzanite Away is a win in my book. It is my baby, it is my child, and I have been betrayed by Holo Taco for them not keeping it in the lineup. However, it is nothing like Tanzanite Away, so it is a lose. Moving on is Precious Cargo. One criticism I've heard about Precious Cargo is that it is another version of Existential Crisis, which I disagree, but granted, I don't have Existential Crisis in my collection. However, comparing pictures, videos, and reviews from other creators, I don't think they look anything alike. Precious Cargo has a linear hollow to it, and Existential Crisis has glitters. Existential Crisis also has more of a dark shift underneath, and Precious Cargo is more of a pinky brown, and they're just not very comparable to each other. I could see where it's coming from, don't get me wrong. I just don't think they look anything alike. Another criticism that I have heard is that in Simply's description of it, it is supposed to be another version of brown, and people are saying that it looks more pink. And while I can see that, I also think they're getting more of the pink shift. The pink shift definitely seems more dominant, but on harder angles you do get the brown and you do get the gold. I also think that visually they are picking up more of the purpley pink from the linear hollow. So with that all together, does come across as more of a like subtle pink, as I'm gonna call it, like a purpley pink, but I would still call it brown just because of the hard shift on it, and because in some lightings it does indeed look more like a suitcase brown, which is probably why it's called Precious Cargo. That being said, I did compare it to Sunset Simulation again and Phantom Call. Again, I included Dead Petals again for the color, and then because of the linear hollow and brown aspect of it, I've also seen people compare it to Burnt Bridges, RIP my dude. That being said, I don't think there is any comparison here. It is a very unique polish, and it's nothing like anything Holo Taco currently has in its lineup, despite what people say online and on Instagram. The next one we're gonna do, and my least favorite from the collection, Icon on Board. Now, keep in mind, I really hate pink. I just don't like it. And so that is my main dislike of this polish, but if I'm thinking about it objectively, I can see the appeal of it. It does give more Barbie pink to me than like a true hot pink, like Birthday Brat gives, but to each their own. I did compare it though to Birthday Brat, and I compared it to The Floor's Guava because I don't have a lot of pinks in my collection, and to be honest, this would be best compared to formulaic wise to Devil's Advocate, which I don't currently have in my collection, but do hope to get soon. I can see the appeal of this polish. I know it's something a lot of people have been wanting, more curly polishes. And if you're somebody who's going for the jelly nails, you could easily put on a base coat, put one layer of that on top, and get that jelly nail look going on, you know? So I can see the appeal. Last but not least, we are going to Magnetic Taco. Holo Taco doesn't have anything like this in their lineup. It's a silver magnetic topper. And while I and other people struggle with getting a clean line from magnetics, I think this is a really cool polish. Since there is nothing currently in their lineup like this, I did compare it to linear Holo Taco and Fallen Flake Taco for kind of that topper aspect of it. For the magnetic aspect of it, I compared it to Menchie Cat Eye, and for more of that silvery aspect, I have Rider Diamond. But like I said, there is nothing like this in the current lineup of Holo Taco. So unless you are 100% committed to only buying polishes from Holo Taco, you could probably get this from another brand. Now that we've done comparisons, I do want to do something a little different. So I've seen some people put these polishes on top of other creme bases to kind of layer them, since some of them can have a jelly base and some people like to use them as like a topper or do the layering, since jelly bases in theory you could layer. So for that, I did a black polish, a gray polish, a white polish, and a beige polish to compare to the original swatches that I did. So moving a little bit out of order from earlier, we're going to start with the Magnetic Taco because it's the only true topper in the collection. So out of our options here, my two favorites is the black. I like the black because it looks more clean, more elegant, and I like the gray because the gray kind of matches with the silver. The beige looks okay. It's not my favorite, but it does look pretty good. My least favorite though is with the white. The white just looks grainy and I just can't. We're also going to move next to Icon on Board. While it is not a topper, it is kind of meant to be layered since it's acrylic. Out of what I've done, I do like the black polish the best. I don't think I put it on well enough, but it looks kind of purple to me. And going from the black to the white, it almost looks like a gradient. The beige one I also kind of like, but it kind of has a more orange tint to it. I think if you were somebody who was trying to get this polish to be more opaque and less see-through and you were wanting to put a base color underneath of it, I would do white. Do white and then layer a few more layers of Icon on Board on top of that as opposed to the other colors. Jumping back to Wanderlust, I absolutely love this over black. It is more green and you lose the blue, but it looks stunning. I don't think this works with beige at all, and I like the white, but the white gives more of a blue and you lose a lot of the green. If you were wanting this to be more opaque and we're looking for an underbase to it, I would recommend doing gray. And then if you were wanting the green to show more, do black. If you were wanting the blue to show more, do white. Moving to Skylounge, I really don't like anything here. It's not really a jelly base the same way the other ones are, so the base color doesn't really shine through. I would say if you're somebody who's trying to get a result close to the original, you could do black, but to be honest, I don't think it's worth doing a coat of black and a coat of Skylounge when you could easily just do 2 coats of Skylounge and basically get the same result. Moving on to Precious Cargo, I do think it's really similar to Skylounge in that doesn't really layer well on top of other color polishes. It just doesn't allow the base color to shine through. That being said, if you were wanting to do something close to the original color, I would say do it over black. If you were wanting something to be a little duller, do it over gray. A side note, my work was a little patchy, especially for the white and the beige, and it would have needed a second coat, but in the same breath, if I would have done a second coat, I would have gotten pretty much the same result as what I would have started with if I would have done 2 coats of Precious Cargo. So in the end, I don't think it's worth doing that here, and just do the 2 coats of Precious Cargo. Alright, last but not least is Unicorn number 1, which I saved for last because I feel like it is the most contrast between all the colors. My favorite here is going to be the black because of how the orangey gold just totally shines, but you don't have any of the purple. With the white though, you get the purple, but you lose the orangey goldy color like before. I don't think anything here would be able to get you the same effect as having a more opaque version of Unicorn number 1. If you were wanting something close, I would say go with either gray or beige. But gray is going to bring out more of the purple, and beige is going to bring out more of that orangey color. Alright, so now that we're done with all those comparisons, it is time for final thoughts. But first, let me get my nails painted. Like magic. Overall, I really like this collection. I had been looking forward to it since it was teased, and it didn't disappoint. Some criticisms that I've heard about the collection is that it's not cohesive. To me, in a lot of ways, it is cohesive, but the ones that kind of stray away is Icon on Board and Magnetic Taco. I do think these are important for Holo Taco to have. They had been needing another Crelly, and they needed this topper in their lineup. Holo Taco has been slowing down in its release of toppers, with Garden Party being the last one and the one before that being Fallen Flake Taco. So it kind of feels like they are running out of ideas for toppers, which is upsetting because I have a lot of ideas. You should come talk to me, Christine. I can help you a lot. I have lots of ideas, lots of ideas. When are we getting the camp collection? When are we getting it?
Simply, when are we going camping? Next month. You want to go camping?
Another criticism is about the Icon on Board and Magnetic Taco being limited edition. Something that I've also noticed with all micro-metallic formulas like Skylounge being limited edition as well, and I don't think that this is on accident. Holo Taco has been diving into more complex formulas that are harder to formulate, more expensive, and harder to source pigments for. The most notable instance has been the Birthstone collection in October of 2024. I think for this reason is why Holo Taco has made these polishes limited edition. It's not that they don't want them to be in the normal lineup, they just can't. Now, in the future, if Holo Taco is able to bring them back and Holo Royalty votes to bring them back, I think we could possibly see them. But I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't, at least not anytime soon. I have no doubt that Christine's going to release another Crelly formula, and I have no doubt she's not going to release another micro-metallic formula. It's just they might be limited edition. And those are my thoughts. Let me know if you guys agree, disagree, or have any further thoughts in the comments down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I do have an Instagram and a TikTok that I post to as well. And don't forget to subscribe to Holo Taco and Christine. They also have the Instagram like I mentioned. And thank you to Nail Daddy for inspiring this video. I guess that makes me Nail Mommy. Yeah, no. She says no. She disagrees. The child has spoken. No, you gotta say goodbye to the people. No, you have to say goodbye to the... You have to say we will see y'all later. Bye. Say bye. Okay, so now you're quiet. Now you're quiet. Look at the box. Look at the box. I already used the stickers and I already removed the polishes, but they don't matter. Not for this.